I would say it starts with self-worth.
Mhm.
Then that begets confidence, which begets certainty. When we operate with a high level of self-worth and somebody says anything, it doesn't matter to us because we have already said, I'm worthy. I am good as I am. I'm confident. I have that a healthy dose of self-worth. Whereas when we don't, when we are criticizing ourselves, we're not good enough, we don't know enough, we're comparing ourselves to other people, then our worthiness is attached to the approval of other people.
Debz is a stressologist. She will stretch your mindset to think bigger than you've ever thought before, with follow-through techniques that are realistic and achievable to blow any fear out of your mind. Moira is a mindset cultivator. She will help you align your personal trinity of self-trust, inner awareness, and self-confidence so that you discover and share your unique gifts and purpose. Together, their goal with these conversations is to share how our inclinations do not always work in our best interest and to provide the knowledge to leverage the gifts that already exist within each one of us. Their desire is to help you learn how to access the habits and behaviors that will lead to positive change and your best quality of life. Welcome to your deliciously motivated mindset.
Hello there, dear Deb. Hello, listeners. Greetings.
Greetings. Hello, everybody.
Hello. How are you doing, my dear?
Fantastic. Actually.
Fantastic. I like fantastic.
It's early in the morning and the sun is streaming in and we're in winter in New Zealand, so I really cannot complain about our weather. My surroundings.
That's awesome. Me too. Actually, what's really fun is it's morning for you, but it's afternoon and we both have beautiful sun streaming in on us.
Yeah, I
Isn't
can
that
see
awesome?
that.
Yeah.
I'll be needing sunglasses soon. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to our conversation today. And before I introduce what we're going to talk about, I'd love to just check in with you on a scale of 0 to 10. 10 being really strung out, stressed out, wanting to have some tools or ideas, and 0 is totally zen and at peace with the world. Where would you put yourself, my dear?
Oh,
man,
I forget about this part. Yeah.
What's she gonna?
I actually feel, even though I've got my jewelry's all entangled and everything, and I've got everything all over my desk, I actually feel pretty like unchaotic. Oh, I'm gonna. Wow, this is interesting. Now I'm like, what do I choose? I'm gonna say a 2.5 because I feel like nothing's gonna touch me. I don't. Like I have clearly, if somebody took a photo of my desk, you would see the chaos around it, but it's not bothering me. Usually it has to be clear. And, so I would say that's definitely a letting go. I'd say 2.5. Short version, 2.5.
I like it. For me, I'm going to put myself at a 2 because I always know that there's room for maneuver. There's always space. But I have recently started a new technique where I pause throughout my day and take some really deep breaths. So it's actually really changing the way I show up for almost everything.
You say pause through the day.
Yes. So I'm saying that I'm at a 2, but I'm always open for improvement.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is improving my pausing to breathe is an important part of staying at a 2.
I actually was just thinking then when you were saying that, I think today is probably the first time I've come on a call at a 2.5 and still is at a 2.5 after talking to you.
That's an awesome point, yes, because you were really calm to start with. Oftentimes when because we always chat for quite a while before we hit record.
Yes, this is probably the earliest we've actually chatted and gone straight into our podcast, actually.
Yeah, you're probably right. See, we're turning over new leaves.
Because we come in and we go, we solve all our stuff, and they go, okay, now we're ready. Oh, what are we talking about today? And then we get into it. But I would say I was a 2.5 when I started our call. Good. Before we jumped into, okay, that's interesting.
Good for you, because and I remember you said that you wanted to start doing that to sort of gauge it, because we can get to a Zen place, and people, and then people will think, oh, they're always there, but actually, truth be told, we're not always, but it's a work in progress. But talking about what we want to talk about today we're going to talk about boosting our confidence and self-worth levels. We're going to talk about different strategies to help people feel more confident and more self-worth. To me, those two things go really hand in hand. When we're feeling worthy and have a good level of self-worth, then we do have the confidence to do what we need to do. Wouldn't you say? Wouldn't you put those two together?
Yeah, definitely. And I was actually talking to a woman from Sydney, Australia earlier in the year, and we talked about confidence, and we also talked about certainty. And are they two different things, or are they the same? Because confidence to me is like a shoulders back, standing tall. I'm confident in what I'm doing. I'm confident in what I'm portraying or what I'm saying, etc. And certainty, I feel, has a little bit more, people can't get to you.
Okay.
Would be, so there's, I would say certainty's another level up on confidence. Because when you're certain, you are so certain that this is it. So it's not that I'm confident I know the answer to this. I'm actually certain.
Right.
There's no swaying between what it is or not, as long as your certainty doesn't come from being an a-hole and you're going, well, it's my way or the highway.
Right.
But would you say confidence and certainty are the same, or two, after just what I've explained there?
I like what you've just said, and I think yes, that certainty would definitely be like a notch up, because if I'm confident that I have what it takes to do something or to show up with a specific skill, then I don't exactly know how it's going to roll out or what that's going to look like. Whereas certainty says, I am worthy, I know my stuff, and this is it. It's not up for negotiation or explanation. Yes.
Yeah. That's it. That's it. When you yell at your kids, you have certainty. Yeah. Not that I ever yelled at children. Never.
No, of course not.
Yeah, no. Yeah, confidence has that shoulders back and that presence and that aura that you're certain you know what you're doing. But it was an interesting conversation I'd had with this lady about confidence and certainty. But then your self-worth is also, as much as there's self-worth and confidence, if you had them in two hands, but they do definitely go hand in hand. But your self-worth is another level of certainty, confidence, absolute given.
Absolutely. So I think all three of these things, like, look at us, there's a lovely trinity in here.
Yeah.
Right. But to be honest with you, as I'm feeling into what you're saying, I would say it starts with self-worth. Then that begets confidence, which begets certainty.
Yes, that's what I would say. I would say your self-worth allows you to, your self-worth. I was just thinking of making the bed, your self-worth goes, I'm worthy of clean sheets, I'm worthy of a straight bed, I'm worthy of that sort of stuff, and then I'm confident that I can afford to do my washing or whatever it is, and then I'm certain this is a given.
I'm certain I'm at the right place at the right time with the right tools, etc. Yes. Yeah. Because you see, and I see this happen so much, that lack of self-worth is brought about by us looking for approval or acceptance outside of ourselves, as opposed to realizing it's an inside job. All of this stuff is an inside job.
I think everything we talk about is an inside job.
Pretty much. I agree with you. I agree with you. And I can hear people say, oh yeah, but oh yes, but there's trauma, or yes, there's bad people, or there's bad situations. It's like, yes, there is. Bad stuff happens. Yeah. Remember that quote that Buddha says, all life is suffering. So I'm not trying to pretend or tell you to take ownership for things that are maybe not supportive of this planet or something, for instance. Where I'm coming from is it's up to you to do what's right for you in that moment, and it has to be in this moment.
That's a massive part in this moment, because tomorrow at 10 o'clock is different to your day today at 10 o'clock, different to yesterday at 10 o'clock.
Exactly. And it's about staying completely in the moment. And so I've been like, we're living in some really strange times. I don't know how else to describe it.
That's actually a really nice way of saying it. That's a nice way of saying it. We are strange. Nobody was preparing for this.
Nope.
It just came. There was no warning. It just smack bang. Here we are. Strange is a really nice way of actually putting it. I do like that.
But so as we navigate through this, I'm finding from my own self, it's more and more important to put my attention, my awareness in my own circle of authority right in front of me. If I can't get upset by what's happening on the other side of the world, I can't watch stuff on Facebook and get all up in arms about what's happening in this city or that city, or who's saying what and what politician's doing what, because me getting involved in that or having any kind of emotion or thought about it, what does that do? It undermined me.
And undermines who you are as a person and what you believe in.
And it's giving it kind of got some confirmation there.
That's right. Let's mute that. Confirmation. Yes, you are right. Ping.
So, it's that if I check back in and honor the fact that my power is right here in this moment, and let's say I get caught up on Facebook and see somebody complaining about something, or somebody, actually, I think I shared this with you before, where somebody emailed me a video and said I had to watch it. And it was about some senators. I don't know. I couldn't watch it. I thought it was fascinating that somebody thought that they needed to propagate this ism. And I don't think that this person was even in the States. It was some US politician. And I'm like, I don't live in the US, and why do I need to have that energy in my sphere, in my realm, right? And so that to me is very much about me standing up that I am worthy of being the steward of my own emotions and my own thoughts. Not yours, just mine.
Well, it's, you're right. It's you control your day, or you choose what you want in your time. It's when people send you things like on social media and they say, this is the funniest thing ever. And I watch and I go, no, it's not. I've seen funnier. And then I go, oh, Deborah, you're very critical here. And I'm like, that's not the funniest thing. This is the funniest thing. Or this the other day, or doing this is the funniest thing. And it's interesting when people say that we go, oh, I want to watch that, or like a little sheep or a follower. Oh, I want to watch that. It's the funniest thing. And yes, it may be funny, but it's definitely not the funniest thing.
Right.
But we take that on because somebody has said, you should do this, you need to do this, you ought to do this, watch this, go with this. We're conditioned to society where we love referrals. So if we go, okay, I'm changing banks, who's the best person out there? And we ask our friends and family, or, what's a bank that you can go to? Or I need a plumber, or I need an electrician, and I love that we're a referral-based people.
Mhm.
I definitely am. And I'll refer people who have done well, and I'll also say, this person didn't gel with me, but they had great accolades. Like, they came with lots of references, but personality didn't go with me. But I would still tell them that, because then it's the choice for Moira to take that person on or not.
Yes.
But we speak up about people, and when we refer people, but if they've had a bad day, and just like that, by saying, actually, I had Bob come and fix my computer and he was rubbish,
Right.
everyone else goes, but Bob's amazing, we love Bob.
Yeah.
And that depends on the day that Bob was having, of his self-worth and his confidence, and he may have come in here and been intimidated or anything, or have had a rough sleep or whatever, and he was shite that day.
Yep.
So who are we to say this person's wonderful and this person's not wonderful, and who are we to take on people's energy or discussion?
Absolutely. But that too is, I agree with you. I think referral-based living is a good thing. But, and here's the caveat to that, is that if I ask you for a referral for somebody to do some work on my website, for instance, and you say, oh, I absolutely love this person. What?
I know the person. She helps us with our podcasts.
And she does an excellent job.
Yeah.
But here's the piece about it, and this is the thing that I think is missed when people do this, is they'll take the advice or the recommendation without checking in with themselves. And that's what's missing, right? Is that if you say, oh, I have the greatest person ever, this is what they do for me, here's their contact information, or go check them out on social media, or here's their website, or whatever it is, whatever the contact is. As the recipient of that kind of information, I will always pause and breathe into it, because I trust my intuition. So I need to get the yes within me before I can engage that person or approach that person to find out, can you help me with what it is I'm looking for? And therefore, if it goes wrong, it's down on me, not because you gave me a bad referral, or do you know what I'm saying? I think that this is a really important part to help that self-worth, because every decision,
and that's taking ownership of who you are as well. That's definitely your self-worth. Because I do refer people on, but I will say, these are the positives that I've had with them, and this is the negatives. I'll let them have that, so that they have an assumption that they can go, okay, well, they're not going to be perfect. This person's great at doing it, they're going to do it half the time, but they're bloody expensive.
Right.
Just so you know that they're going to do it, that's great, but you're going to be paying through you're going to be giving away a kidney if you want that job done in half the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's being honest. This is being in integrity. So when we are operating in integrity and expecting the integrity to be given back to us, but that's because we must hold ourselves in a high esteem. I am worthy of having good intel given back to me, and that's what I give out, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to say, oh yeah, this person's this, that, and the next thing, if it's not true, or if it's not based upon what your true experience is.
Yeah, and depending on our day, you said it a couple of calls ago, a while ago, and I often reference it, as about the Velcro and the dust.
Yes, negativity is just like Velcro, has too much Velcro.
And it's that dust that sticks in that Velcro, and I often think that, and that's that self-worth, is people can say something, or demonstrate or display something, or say something to you, and it can stick in that, and it can stick in there, and then someone can say something else, and you can hear it 3 times in a day, and it's just piled on. And this is all around our self-worth, of how we can handle it and what we can take from it, and actually go, okay, well, this is interesting. So 4 people have told me that I look tired. Okay, so So when 4 people tell you look tired, clearly there's a system going on. You possibly do look tired.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just going, who are you to say tired? You look tired. You look tired every day. Instead of actually just going, okay, well, they actually love you and honor you enough and respect you enough to say, hey, Deb, you look tired. Are you okay? They know they're saying it generally from the heart, not from, you look tired today, that whole thing. And this is around if we take it on board, but I do think you have to take stuff on board, but actually decide if this is to keep or throw away. So you take it on board and you go, okay, yeah, maybe I'm a little bit tired. Oh, Jesus, that's 2 people who said that to me. Stop being a-holes. The 3rd person, the 4th person. And then you're like, okay, well, maybe I'm actually tired. Because clearly the more people who say the same stuff, there's something going on. But it's about what we take in and what we filter with that through to how we handle that.
A quick wee message before we get back to this episode. You can get access to a special gift Moira and Debz have put together for you. Go to deliciouslymotivatedmindset.com/gift. When you sign up, you'll receive instant access to an inner peace kit and the 30 Days of Wisdom program, both of which is intended to help you feel deliciously motivated right away. Go to deliciouslymotivatedmindset.com/gift.
But I think there has to be a check-in with what are you telling yourself first, because sometimes we might get up in the morning and look in the mirror, and the first thing is, oh my God, I look awful. Look, I look so tired. And then, and if we don't clear that out, we actually could be the ones that are attracting those people that are saying, yeah, you look tired, because they're actually mirrors of what you're saying to yourself. So if you then start getting irritated, what's wrong with these people keep telling me I'm tired? It's because you set it up by saying, I'm tired, you look awful. Whereas if you got up in the morning and you looked and you said, good morning, gorgeous, this is going to be an amazing, brilliant day. And then somebody says to you, oh gosh, you look tired. It's not going to have anything. There is no Velcro, no nothing. You're going to say, you're going to know that that's about them.
Yeah.
They're actually telling you they're tired. And you're going to have compassion because you're going to be confident and be filled with self-worth to say, well, that's an interesting perspective. It's actually completely not true in my world. What can I do
I'm
for
bouncing
you?
out of bed. Yes, today more than yesterday. If you'd seen me yesterday, I looked tired, but today, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
What you think about, you bring about, and we know that. You know, we do know that. But that's exactly it. Because if you actually have had an amazing morning and someone says something to you, it doesn't even flick onto you. It's
There's no stickiness whatsoever. You just, wow, okay, that's an interesting, because then you can realize, because this is the truth of it. We very rarely see what really is in front of us. We see, what's that saying that says we don't see things as they are, we see things as we are?
Oh, okay.
That's a quote that somebody,
I love how you know all these quotes.
I just don't remember who said them.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Because, and when people say that stuff and they say you look tired and you do feel tired, it does do that whole Velcro. And that's where your self-worth goes right down. Because when you've done something that you feel bad for, or you have shame or guilt or something, and someone says it, you feel even worse.
Right.
And that just keeps chipping away and chipping and chipping and chipping. But if you have that confidence or certainty when someone says, oh, you look tired, oh, must be my new eyeshadow I'm wearing.
Exactly.
Or, that's the only thing I've changed today. Like, that's unusual.
Yeah.
And then you've just thrown it right back at the other person, but you haven't done it to throw it back at them to be an a-hole. You've actually just gone more perplexed that, oh, that's unusual. Oh, I did put pink eyeshadow on instead of brown today, or whatever it is.
Whatever it was. Yeah. But the other part in all of this too is when we operate with a high level of self-worth and somebody says anything, it doesn't matter to us, because we have already said, I'm worthy. I am good as I am. I'm confident. I have that a healthy dose of self-worth. Whereas when we don't, when we are criticizing ourselves, we're not good enough, we don't know enough, maybe we don't have enough money, maybe we're comparing ourselves to other people, then our worthiness is attached to the approval of other people. And
the other person's Velcro.
Exactly. But then as soon as somebody says something like, oh, you look tired, or you really flubbed up that presentation, or whatever it is, then we take it internally and make it about us. Right? Yeah. Because now our sense of self-worth is conditional. The truth is, our own core self is actually looking for unconditional love and acceptance. That's really high on that self-worth scale. The truth of it is we all deserve it. And we must get to a place where we actually honor that and recognize, just by the fact you're sitting there breathing, says you deserve unconditional love and acceptance exactly as you are.
I couldn't agree with you more, because we do want to be loved and appreciated for who we are and for whatever we do. Mm-hmm. Nobody wants people to dislike us, but the key is to start with yourself. That's which right. We know.
That's right.
Because even though you want the whole world to love you for who you are, well, some of us do, some of us don't. You actually have to accept yourself for who you are, and all parts of you, not just, you may accept your physical, that I'm perfect body shape and I eat healthy and I do this, but my finances are in, skew with, you want to be empowered in all areas of life as high as possible as you can in those, but know that today your empowerment could be different to tomorrow, mm-hmm. to yesterday.
Mm-hmm. But in that too, don't you think that it's really, really crucial to take away some of those conditions? Because unconditional love means just by the fact that I'm here, I deserve love. It's not based on my bank account or what I do or what I don't do, what I look like, the words that I speak. It's just the absolute core essence of each one of us deserves that.
Yes.
I think it got lost for some people, that they don't realize that. It's like, I'll be loved and accepted when, body shape is a really, really good example.
Right? Body shape is such a core. And, I remember people saying to me, men don't have issues with body shape. And I'm like, really?
Yes, they do.
I've had more males consult with me over their body shape than females. And they're like, really? Men have issues. And I'm like, men have issues.
Yes, they do.
It's really interesting. I get that whole male-female dynamic. It's quite funny when people say that. But I think the thing is actually, I hear what you're saying. My thing is, as long as we don't get complacent, like I love myself for who I am. So if you say physical shape, mm-hmm. I love my body the way it is. Well, actually I don't, because there's a little bit of weight that's put on the last month. So even as I say that, I'm just going to confess that's not true. But if I was to say that unconditionally, hand on my heart and say that, I don't want to get complacent where I am, because I know that I could do something else that gives me another 5 minutes of exercise. If I just change. So I believe in up-leveling each time, but love each stage where you are, and not go, okay, I want to be able to, set those realistic aspirations that are realistic and achievable, instead of saying, okay, well, I want to run a marathon next week, mm-hmm. and I want to do it in half the time that break the world record. Well, that's going to be a shite, because at the moment I'm not even walking that much. So it's setting those things, but actually having a goal that's achievable, or aspiration instead of a goal that's achievable, and just knowing that, okay, well, if I ate a little bit less or used a smaller plate, just those little things make us go to that next level without big changes, but still love each stage as we go along, and not beat ourselves up. I just, the food thing's really interesting, because I had a client this week and she just went on and on and on about how much she ate. And I said, well, do you have smaller plates in the house? And she went, yes. Because some of the dinner plates nowadays compared to my grandparents.
Yeah, they're huge. Yeah.
Yeah, so I said to her, do you have it? And she's like, yes. And I said, well, go to that side. And she goes, well, nothing's going to fit on my plate. I said, well, then you're going to look at it and go, well, there's a lot on here. So if you just fill your plate, but not fill it like in the last one.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, is it really that easy? I said, well, you're going to look at it and go, wow, there's a lot of food on here because it's a smaller plate. You're not going to dish up as much. But these are the little things that make you think differently. And if you just do these little things, it's not conscious that, oh my God, I need to eat this, or I don't need to eat this, or I can't eat this. But she would beat herself up if she had a chocolate biscuit. I go, God, it's just a chocolate biscuit.
Yeah.
But it puts on weight. And I'm like, yep. So if you feel, walk around the block every time you do a chocolate biscuit if you want, or just go, today's a chocolate biscuit, tomorrow there's none.
Yeah.
It's that whole control that we have to do, that shame and guilt. Oh, I had chocolate biscuit, I need to binge myself, or I need to starve myself for the next week. It's just a goddamn chocolate biscuit. If it's a whole packet of chocolate biscuits, who really cares? I want a chocolate biscuit now for breakfast.
Oh, no. You shouldn't say that. I want chocolate biscuit, and I too. But so I agree with you, but one wee piece that flags up for me is what you said about you don't want to become complacent, because that feels, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but that feels punishment oriented. That you got, I got to keep watch on you because, if I let you slide, then you're never going to make any changes. Whereas my thing is, I have these kind of conversations with my clients often, is I don't believe you can change anything until you accept how you're doing it right now.
Oh, absolutely. I agree.
Right?
I agree.
And so so it's like I unconditionally accept this is what my pattern is. I eat a whole packet of chocolate biscuits, or I go back for seconds when I know that my tummy doesn't really need it. But do you know that because I just had this conversation just recently with somebody about exercise. So we all know that our physical bodies need movement. But it's not healthy to then get into the mindset of, well, I have to, and I should do an hour pumping iron exercise. Well, but maybe 20 minutes of yoga might feel nicer. So it's to each day to check in with, what does your body need? What's it asking for? Listen. And that actually helps increase that level of self-worth too, because you're actually communicating to your core self, you matter to me. What you're asking for like physical care, emotional care, mental care, spiritual care, it matters. And I'm willing to ask, to find out what is it from within.
We do put so much pressure on ourselves, and that pressure is unneeded would be the nicest way. Or, well, actually, I'm not going to say it's unneeded, because we do need that to hear it, to go, oh, recognize it. Do we want to change it? Do we want to sit in our space, or we're going to throw it out and ignore it? So I won't say it's unneeded, but and it is about loving yourself for who you are, and knowing that the journey you're on today is so different to 6 months' time, to 6 months ago. We compare ourselves to who we were, so my body shape is definitely different today at my age, in my 40s, than I was in my 30s, than I was in my 20s, and I remember at school, I found some old school clothes recently when I was tidying up, and I went, oh my God, I remember thinking I was fat at school. And these are like 5 sizes smaller than I had. I remember thinking, oh my God, I remember thinking I was fat at school. Like just those little things. So our mindset's very different as each day goes on, definitely. But it's about appreciating your journey and growing stronger with your journey as you go evolve in life.
Absolutely. And don't carry the story. Don't carry the story of your judgment or your labeling.
Back in the day, I could run, and I did marathons back then. Like I did that like back then. Now, far out, but that's okay because that
But
was then. This is
that
now.
was then, and this is who you are now. And that's what it is so important to your own confidence level and your sense of self-worth, that sure, it's nice to have that, oh, back in the day kind of conversation, but it's
Yeah.
just a story. It's
Mm.
not, it's when it has a negative spin or a connotation of, well, what did you do to get here?
Mm-hmm.
Right? That it's like, that's actually denying who you've become. Who knows what
Who
you're
you're
going to
part
be?
of.
Yeah. Who knows what you're going to be this time next year? We're always becoming. I've been using this word up-leveling a lot. I think that the more we just stay present and make the choice based on what makes our heart sing, what lifts us up, what feels uplifting, good, aligned.
It's it's that word joy. What brings joy into your life?
Absolutely.
Do more of it.
Yep.
If it's a piece of music, if it's sitting in the car, if it's a perfume. So for me, perfumes and lipsticks are, I put my favorite red lipstick on or a nice perfume and instantly, no matter what type of mood I'm in, and even if I'm in bed and I'm feeling rough, I'll spray that perfume on my pillow or something if I'm not going to vomit or anything. But it makes me feel nice. And that's the stuff that gives me that joy, that gives me that oomph of whatever it is. And do more of that. If there's friends around who lift you up, but, challenge you enough to think your mindset, listening to these podcasts, it's making people challenge them to go, I don't agree with that. Oh, I hadn't thought about that. Hang around with those, do more of that, do more of what lights you up, because, that's what we want around you, and that's around your self-worth, and let that past go.
Yes.
It's done.
It's done. It's done and over. And I love what you said about the spraying perfume. I am allergic to most perfumes, and I've not been able to have any, but I love essential oils. And so I always have beads on my arm.
You actually sniffed your arm before.
I did. So that's funny that you're saying that, because these beads are lava beads, which you can rub essential oils on. So the essential oil blend that I've got on here today is called Highest Potential. Our listeners don't know that. There's a bit of aromatherapy.
Yeah, you did it before and you sniffed your bracelet, and I thought, oh, that's unusual. Whereas, I sniff mine and go, oh, it needs a clean. But I just thought, oh, that's unusual. I didn't think anything of it. But just as you say that, but that's exactly it. So
that's what gives me joy. It's like that lifts me, it connects me, and it's me communicating to me that I matter. So each morning I get up and I think, what blend do I need? What scent is so it'd be similar to what you're saying about spraying the perfume, that that lifts you. I always use oils that make me smile, and perfumes are right there.
Right off the desk, yes. But it is, and I think that I remember there's a lady in Australia who does this program, and one of the things, the first thing she does is go to your undie drawer, your lingerie drawer, and throw out all your undies and bras that are manky. Not the word, she doesn't use the word manky, but that are manky, and get rid of them. And I remember thinking, I have beautiful lingerie, and I emptied everything, and I went, oh, that's got that, or it's got a little rip, and I'm like, oh my God, I've lost half my undies. And I went, and Mum used to say, keep your, lingerie for a special occasion. No, every day for a special occasion.
Yeah, every day is an awesome occasion.
Just even putting on, a nice moisturizer, or it's not just about that, opening the window for a little bit of fresh air, or whatever it is for you. Or clean out your manky lingerie drawer. Get rid of the socks that are your favourite socks that have got a million holes in. Do those things, because that's the stuff that brings you joy and simplicity. That's not as well, it raises your self-worth.
Absolutely. It absolutely does. And these things are so simple to do that you can be doing them. There's no conditions or checklists that you have to find, or money even. You can do this without any real changes. It's about mindset.
That's a nice one, without the money, because some people, well, I know if I go somewhere and I'm manky dressed, I know that if I go somewhere and I'm manky dressed and I have bad service or something, I would like to give them some feedback. But if I'm manky dressed, they're not going to respect me,
right,
in my mind. So so that's what makes me go, okay, well, is it worthy of giving them feedback or not? Or is it you just being an a-hole, or just, but I mean, these are the things. So I just make sure that I do smell nice when I go. It's just one of my things that I like to feel good about.
No, and to your point, that is one of the best confidence boosting, self-worth boosting things, is to
Shower.
to find the joy. Where's my joy today?
Yeah.
And you are worthy. You're worthy of as much joy as you can fathom.
Yeah, as much as you can take in. Absolutely. Much as you can take in, and be greedy. Take it all.
Yeah. It won't run out. It will not run out.
That gave me my erecties. You're right. It won't run out. It won't run out.
No.
Yeah.
There is no lack of joy in this world, should we choose it.
No.
Claim it.
Oh, wow. Well, people.
That's been a good conversation.
Wow. Well. So, people, listeners, let us know what tips you have, what joy you love in your life, what you love to do, even write down what you don't love to do. And then I'm going to say, even if you write down, I don't love to do the ironing, then work out how it serves you to do the ironing, because it's just those little flips.
Absolutely. Reframing it. Absolutely.
Yeah, it means I can watch a movie while doing the ironing or whatever. Just so let us know what you love and what you don't love. Let us know what gives you joy. Let us know how your numbers stacked up. Moira, you were a 2.
I was a 2.
Where are you now?
I knew you were going to ask me first. I think that I loved that conversation. I'm going to put myself at a 0.5.
Oh, wow.
It was the reminder of the unlimited capacity for joy that we have access to.
You said it again, and I've gone all...
Yeah, that one I felt that. It felt good to me.
Well, I'm going to do a 0.5 as well.
Welcome.
Welcome to Moira's level.
Welcome to this level.
Because I feel... I just feel it's okay. And it's unlimited potential.
Yeah.
But Moira's potential is different to Deborah's potential, which is different to each listener's potential. And
absolutely, it's up to us to claim it.
Yeah. Don't compare yourselves. Wow, that was exciting.
It was. I loved this one.
That was exciting. And if anybody would like to know who to do a website with, let us know and we can pass you on. Better do a little plug for her since she's doing so well.
Absolutely, I agree.
So, self-worth, confident boosting strategies to get to certainty, to nail it. I trust that everybody got value. Thank you very much. And we are checking out at a 0.5 each. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Debz. Thanks, listeners. Bye.